called down the thunder, well now you got it. You see that? It says United States Marshal.
Wyatt, please don't kill me, please. Please.
Take a good look at him, Mike, because that's how you're gonna end up. The Cowboys are finished, you understand me? I see a red sash, I kill a man wearing it. So run, you cur. Run! Tell all the other curs the law's coming! You tell them I'm coming! And hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
The Magic Flight marks the beginning of the final conflict between the hero and the forces arrayed against him.
It's the power of Christ that compels you. The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
Somewhere along the way, the hero's escapades have disrupted the balance of the entire extraordinary world.
50 years of sports statistics. Hardly recreational reading material, Marty.
Well, hey, Doc, and what's the harm in bringing back a little info on the future?
And now that balance must either reestablish itself, or a new equilibrium must be found.
See Biff's humble beginnings and how a trip to the racetrack on his 21st birthday made him a millionaire overnight.
The Magic Flight happens now because the hero's pawn has made it to the back row of the chessboard and transformed into a stronger piece.
Activate instant kill!
Technically, the game isn't over, but the hero and his opponent are going to play the game differently now. Campbell says, if the hero in his triumph wins the blessing of the goddess or the god, the final stage of the adventure is supported by all the powers of his supernatural patron. If, on the other hand, the trophy has been attained against the opposition of its guardian, then the last stage of the mythological round becomes a lively, often comical pursuit. Comical or not, the Magic Flight works to remind us of a deep truth about the human condition. We're limited beings, and we're always struggling against forces that are much, much bigger than us. If stories are meant to show us how we can succeed in the face of overwhelming odds, this is the part of the story where the hero, even the transformed hero, is finally overwhelmed. In that sense, the hero is meant to fail during the Magic Flight, similar to Atonement with the Father.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Whether the hero's goal is positive or negative, his job during the Magic Flight is to get as close to that goal as his earthly methods can take him, even if his odds of success are literally zero. We'll talk about what happens after that when we get to the next stage of the hero's journey. Beyond positive and negative, we're going to divide the Magic Flight into two major modes. First, the hero may need to push to the center of the extraordinary world. We'll call that infiltration.
Let's play ball.
There he goes, bowler hat. Move in and pick him up.
Or he may need to return to the ordinary world, with the boon in hand or after the heroic deed is done. That's exfiltration. This is similar to the refusal of the return, but the two stages serve different purposes. The refusal of the return is often an immediate and localized response to the hero's efforts to acquire the ultimate boon. In many cases, it doesn't even involve the story's main antagonist. That final confrontation comes next, during the Magic Flight. The trigger for the Magic Flight isn't limited to the events of the ultimate boon stage. It can be triggered by anything the hero has done throughout the story, or by events that occurred before the hero began his journey.
You killed my family, and I don't like that kind of thing.
The refusal of the return may set up a problem that needs to be solved during the Magic Flight.
What if by some miracle we stay and actually make it out of here? Someday we might look back on this and decide that Saving Private Ryan was the one decent thing we were able to pull out of this whole god-awful shitty mess.
Or the Magic Flight can begin once the refusal of the return has been resolved.
A lot of you, you all!
You were saying?
This is what we see in Terminator 2, which provides us with a textbook case of the differences between refusal of the return and the Magic Flight. Sarah Connor, her son John, and the T-800 have convinced Miles Dyson, the future father of an evil AI called Skynet, to help destroy the research that will eventually lead to an apocalyptic war against the machines. They get into Cyberdyne's vault and seize the boon, the severed hand and the CPU from the Terminator that tried to kill Sarah Connor in the first film. But before they can escape, they have to deal with the local police.
How many? All of them, I think.
These Threshold Guardians aren't part of the central conflict between man and machine. All the same, they're trying to stop our heroes from escaping with the boon because that's what happens when you try to blow up a building. The T-800 deals with the police without breaking his promise not to kill anyone, but their efforts to acquire the boon have also revealed their location to the T-1000, who arrives on the scene to complete his mission, assassinating John Connor, the future leader of the human resistance. This is the beginning of the Magic Flight, the helicopter chase, and the final battle at the steel mill. And notice that the T-1000 would have shown up whether they had gotten the boon or not. Now that we've differentiated between the Magic Flight and Refusal of the Return, let's start with an example of a hero who has to plunge deeper into the extraordinary world to resolve the story's final problem. In A Few Good Men, Lieutenant Caffey is trying to prove that his clients, two young Marines who accidentally kill another soldier during an illegal hazing ritual, were acting on orders that go all the way up to the colonel who runs the base, Nathan Jessup. The circumstantial evidence points in this direction, but Caffey's team can't prove it, and the political reality makes putting Jessup on the stand risky to Caffey's career. If that's not enough, he's already rejected a plea deal for his clients, so if he can't catch Jessup in a lie or provoke a confession, his clients will go to prison for a very long time.
The fact is, there was no transfer order. Santiago wasn't going anywhere. Isn't that right, Colonel?
Objection, Your Honor. It's obvious that Lieutenant Caffey's intention this afternoon is to smear a high-ranking Marine officer in the desperate hope that the mere appearance of impropriety will win him points with the court members. Now, it's my recommendation, sir, that Lieutenant Caffey be reprimanded for his conduct and the witness be excused with the court's deepest apologies.
Overruled.
Your Honor.
The objection is noted.
Colonel?
My answer is I don't have the first damn clue. Maybe he was an early riser and liked to pack in the morning. And maybe he didn't have any friends. I'm an educated man, but I'm afraid I can't speak intelligently about the travel habits of William Santiago. What I do know is that he was set to leave the base at 0600. Now, are these really the questions that I was called here to answer? Phone calls and footlockers? Please tell me that you have something more, Lieutenant. These two Marines are on trial for their lives. Please tell me that their lawyer hasn't pinned their hopes to a phone bill.
After Jessup disposes of Caffey's first round of questions, he's left with no choice but to fold or double down. Caffey, who started the story as an amoral pragmatist, now chooses to risk it all and push ahead because it's the right and honorable thing to do. In other cases, the hero is trying to escape the extraordinary world. In the cult classic Tremors, the citizens of a remote desert town, led by local handymen Val and Earl, are trying to escape a pack of underground monsters, land sharks basically, when their proverbial getaway car falls into a pit trap dug by the monsters. That's the Refusal of the Return. It continues into the next scene, which shows our heroes marooned like castaways on an island of boulders. The Magic Flight begins when they hatch a plan to fight back. They trick the two remaining monsters, who are attracted to movement on the surface, into swallowing bombs being pulled on a rope. They kill one of the monsters, but their second attempt ends in disaster.
Oh my God! Get back! Get back! Run! Run!
Hurry, get up! Come on!
Our heroes are scattered, unable to move, and have just one bomb left. Val is the one holding it, and everyone tells him to use it to drive the monster away, while they all run back to the safety of the nearby boulders.
This bastard ain't smarter than us.
The Magic Flight has reached its climax. The same basic pattern of infiltration and exfiltration holds when the hero is on a dark journey. In Black Swan, an elite ballerina, Nina, descends into madness as she competes against Lily for the lead role in Swan Lake. It's a part that requires her to tap into her dark side, her shadow, which Lily seems to embody. She's fought tooth and nail to get the part and keep it, sacrificing pieces of her sanity along the way. But on opening night, Nina is distracted by a hallucination during a lift and falls. She retreats backstage after the curtain comes down, only to find Lily, her understudy, getting ready to take over Nina's part.
Stop. Please stop. How about I dance the Black Swan for you? Leave me alone!
Nina doesn't know how to integrate the warring sides of herself.
It's my turn!
This final conflict pulls her deeper into the extraordinary world of her own psychological disintegration.
Does it go far enough? Quite right, sir. Stop the boat!
We're there.
On the flip side of that coin, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory shows us a hero, Grandpa Joe, who tries to take an undeserved boon back to the ordinary world with the intent of doing harm. Joe is the grandfather of the story's main hero, Charlie Bucket, who wins a guided tour of Willy Wonka's fantastical chocolate factory, along with a lifetime supply of chocolate. Before the tour, each of the winners is approached by Mr. Slugworth, the owner of a rival candy company. He offers to pay the children if they bring him an everlasting gobstopper so he can reverse engineer it. That's the carrot, the boon in object form. Sure enough, Wonka gives each of the kids a gobstopper. By the end of the tour, Charlie is the last child standing. Still, he and Grandpa Joe broke the rules along the way, so Wonka now denies them the other half of their reward.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to be washed and sterilized, so you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Grandpa Joe, unchanged by the adventure, fails the test.
I'll get even with him if it's the last thing I ever do. Slugworth wants a gobstopper, he'll get one.
The magic flight ends with the final conflict reaching its climax. A crisis at which point the hero's worldly efforts have reached their limit and only a miracle can save him. Whether or not that miracle comes, and whether it comes to him or works through him, depends on everything the hero has done throughout his journey. The appearance of that transcendent power is the subject of the next stage of the hero's journey, rescue from without.
Mr. Wonka?
So shines a good deed in a weary world.